everybody to Shade Tree Projects. This is like part 2 of our juice wine that we went down to Walmart and bought. The test between there's the wine dog again. The test between the dry yeast, active dry yeast, compared to the quick yeast you use for bread machines. Now, lots of people said you can't use it. It's been 7 days, and I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure they all fermented because they all did pretty good. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is we're going to rack them. It's been 7 days. Some of them have stopped. The apple looks pretty much leveled out. Our cranberry pomegranate seems to still be cooking really well. The cocktail juice that they say you can't make wine out of, cooking still. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see, you get a bubble every once in a while out of the peach and white grape. But today we're going to stop the fermentation and rack them. Well, I'll show you what I mean. But first things first, we're going to rack them, and we're going to write down the differences in the gravity to see if one yeast made better alcohol than the other. And then we'll rack them off. We're going to rack them into a pitcher and then put them back into the bottle after we sanitize it. And last time I tried to tell you guys the sanitizer. Here it is. It's Star San sanitizer. That's what we use. So, let me get the camera set up because it's been chopping off the top of my head. Let me get the camera set up and we'll go to rack a couple of these and we'll do a couple density tests, gravity tests, and we'll see what's going on. Alright, I'll get right back. Our first one we're going to rack here, well, let me turn you guys, right there, is our apple. And it was made with the bread machine yeast. It had an original gravity reading of 1.080. So, we're going to rack this off. And yes, it's been sanitized. And what we're going to do is we're going to rack it off so that we don't get a whole lot of the lees from the bottom. And there we go. And once we get it racked off, then we will test its gravity. So let me get this. Nobody wants to sit here and watch me gravity feed wine into a bucket or into a pitcher. But I'll get back with the gravity check. And then we'll compare it, the bread machine, to the active dry. Alright, I'll be right back. We've racked it off now. This is the settlement that is left in the bottom. And yeah, there was a little bit of juice there, but we're not worried about the little bit of juice. So what we're going to do is we're going to dump that out, and then we're going to wash it in hot water and then sanitize it in our bucket. We'll take our siphon. We don't want no cross-contamination, so we'll take our siphon and we'll put it in the cooler of sanitized water. And I'll set this over here in the sink so I can clear it out. Alright, now it's time for the gravity check. So let me readjust the camera so you can kind of get a look at what we're doing. And what we see right off the bat is we just racked this wine, and it has a few bubbles coming up. Now this is the apple. And it has a few bubbles coming up, but not a lot. And that could be just degassing, or it could be still active yeast. But we're going to end that today, and I'll show you how and what we're going to do. But first, let's do a gravity check and let me readjust the camera. All right, hang on. This is probably the best shot of the day. You don't get to see my face. We're going to use this sanitized turkey baster, and we're gonna have to draw out, without making too big a mess, we'll probably have to take out 6 ounces. I wish I had a bigger turkey baster because this one only holds 1 ounce. So, looks like 6 trips, huh? That's 6 ounces. So we'll leave it floating there. We'll take our sanitized hydrometer and lower it in. We'll give it a spin. And it's bottoming out. It ain't floating. So, let's add a little bit more fluid. There we go. We went up to 7 ounces now. And we drop the hydrometer in. And there we go. It is setting at let's see here. Let it settle down. It's finished. It's setting at 1.0000. Exactly 1.000. We'll try that again. Let it settle down. Make sure I'm right. Make sure this hydrometer actually, yeah, it's better than that. Hang on. Okay, second line down from 0.990. So it is setting at after the taste, we know we need to add sugar. The problem with adding sugar right now would be that it would any yeast that's left, in which there is yeast left in this because it's very murky, will start fermentating and make it stronger or whatever. So we're going to fix that. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down our new, this has been washed and re-sanitized. So don't worry about anything bad happening. So we ended up at a 0.994, and this was with the bread machine yeast. I've never used bread machine yeast, so we'll see. So to sweeten it, what we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is we're going to add this right here. Let's see if I can get it in close enough for y'all to see. Potassium, there you go, metasulfate. It will kill the yeast. Yeah, that's what will stop our fermentation. Each tablet is good for 1 gallon. This is actually just shy of 2 liters. So that isn't a gallon. But we'll be still using 1 pill, and we put it between 2 spoons, and we crush that pill down to nothing. There we go. We got a powder. Put our powder in there. With a sanitized stirrer stick, we'll stir this down in there. And that should kill the remaining yeast that's in there. Now there's two different kinds of things you can use to kill yeast. The potassium, and there's also another one. It's sodium. And I do have that one as well. And what I'll do is after I back sweeten these, now that I killed that, most people will wait like 24 hours to make sure everything's dead, which would be a good idea. But for the sake of time, I'm not doing that. And I want this to taste like a hard cider. So what we're going to do is use brown sugar. Okay, we got us a third a cup of brown sugar. Drop her down in there. Then we're going to take a third of a cup. I can reach in here. I can get around to it. Of white sugar. Alright. We'll be doing this to the other one as well. Okay, I'm going to get this stirred up. And as you can see, oh, here, let me grab you. Oh, as you can see, let me turn it. It's making a head like a beer. So, we'll see where this goes from here. Alright, all new territory. So here we go. Oh, it went away already. Dang it. Alright, I'm going to get this stirred in and put it back in the bottle. Hang on. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add this. This right here is something I made. Did a lot of research. What this is eggshell. I washed it, sanitized the eggshells, and then baked them in the oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. Then I took them out and I put them in one of them bullets, and I made a fine powder out of it. And it's for clearing wine, to make it clearer. Old trick, what the old timers used to do. So, it says 1 tablespoon per, no, they don't even really say that. They say a whole eggshell for 5 gallons. Well, when you grind it down, and you're not doing one at a time, you have to come up with a measurement. So, my measurement's going to be 1 teaspoon. And I'll sprinkle around in there before I ever put it back in the bottle. And what that stuff's supposed to do is travel up and down in this wine, pulling the sediment, or the stuff, out of it, and taking it to the bottom, and then once it releases it, float back up to clear your wine. And it usually takes 3 to 4 days. So, this, I'll have a follow-up video in 3 to 4 days, but we'll see how it works out. I used it on the plum wine. Plum wine turned out great. I guess I'll have to unbottle it and do a taste, and you guys will have to believe me. But I wasn't set up as well for it. But let me get this one put back in the bottle, and we'll test the apple with the active dry and see if there is any difference. All right, I'll get right back. Now we've drained off the active dry yeast. It has the same amount of lees in the bottom. But there was a difference. The other one, let me get my paper here. The other one finished out at 0.994. And this one, double check, is finishing out at 1.00. So we'll write that on here. So the active dry, 1.00. Alright, now what we're going to do is we'll take a little taste of this one too. Not as big a taste as we did the other one, because that was strong. And we'll pour this gently back into our pitcher here. Put these both in the sanitation bucket down here, so we get no cross-contamination. We'll see if it smells the same. Actually, This one you can smell a little apple. The other one, all you could smell was alcohol. So, wow, they got the same taste. They're sour and strong. Not any good. But we're going to add the sugars, the eggshell, and the potassium, just like the other one, and we're going to let them sit. I've got to clean and sterilize the bottle, and we'll get on the next one we're going to do. I guess the one that most people would be most interested in would be the fruit cocktail, because they say you can't make it out of fruit cocktail. So that'll be the next one. This stuff's strong. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some calculations to see how strong this stuff is. But whoa. All right. I'll get back to you. Major catastrophe. On the last reading I did on the apple juice, when I put the hydrometer into the bucket of sanitation, or the cooler of sanitation, I broke it. Yay! So now we cannot get no more readings, alcohol readings, until I get a new one in. Our local wine store doesn't open until the 9th of January. So I'll see if I can get one in faster on Amazon. So what I'm going to do now is taste them, leave this, and when I get a hydrometer, I will come back and tell you what all of them finished out at. We already know that the bread machine yeast, the rapid yeast, had more alcohol in it than the active dry yeast by like almost a full percentage, 75. But I got to tell you this: the cocktail juice one is delicious. This you could drink now. This is very, very good. I'm going to kill the yeast in it, put it back in. No need for sweetening. This thing is perfect the way it is. I'll try the other cocktail juice with the active dry. I'll go through all of them and back sweeten what needs to be back sweetened and kill the yeast or stop the yeast, suspend the yeast, whatever you want to say, in each one of them. But for now, I guess this is the end of the video because I can no longer do my experiment. But I can tell you, this fruit cocktail one is very good. So, apparently I did these at 12:14. And today's day is... What is today's day, Carver?
The 23rd.
Today's the 23rd. So it's been cooking 11 days? No. 14th to the 23rd. 9 days. Right? 9 days. Anyway, I'm going to, like I said, kill this, put this, or whatever, put it back in the bottle, go through, sweeten what needs to be sweetened, and I'll come back when I have a hydrometer, and we'll finish the experiment. I mean, nothing's going to change from then to then, except for it might get better. All right. I will get back to you then. Thank you for watching. Sorry it didn't go all the way as it was supposed to, but... And I could probably just not put out a video and just let you guys just wait, but I decided I'll let you guys in on this is what really happens to me. I'm bad luck, man. All right. Thank you. Share, like, make sure you hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you with the hydrometer. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.